up? Welcome to another video. Today we're watching True Facts About Crickets. Yippee! It's been a long time since the last True Facts. Let's go!
This episode sponsored by Brilliant.
Brilliant? Oh my god.
I'm sure you've seen them, jumping around all willy-nilly like the whole world was their personal trampoline. And if not, you've definitely heard them.
I love
like
crickets
it's a racket is what it is. Can't
in
turn
the
it
summer.
Off and God forbid one gets stuck in the house at night.
Allah, you
it's
too.
like nature's
Allah.
version of a pager going off in a movie theater. And they're not about to shut up either.
Yeah, they sound like, oh my god. They sound like it's like, you know, I love the cricket sound of the movie theater.
Cicada, yeah! For quite a long time. About 350 million... What's that one doing, Jerry? Well, I don't know either, but it looks dirty. We'll change it. About
oh my god!
350 million years ago, the ancestors of the orthopterans, the crickets,
wait, I didn't know there were so many different ones.
Started to get a bit jumpy. It turns out having a quick getaway is quite helpful if you want to be not dead. Jerry, what?
No! Don't
I'm talking about how good they are at getting away, and you show that? Anyway, those early orthopterans didn't skip leg day at the gym.
You always hear it when you try to make a joke. I hear it whenever I make a joke, and then in chat there's just silence. You know, before we've been yapping like crazy, and then I make a joke, and then chat doesn't say anything. Bro.
Back legs in particular got quite thick. You can see
this
on
one's so
Rebecca.
colorful.
Would you turn a bit? There, look at that. And that's because these jumps they do are pretty hardcore. There's a whole technique to it. The basic idea here is that you bend your knee. I mean, that's backwards, but whatever. And then something keeps that knee bent while you build up force that wants to unbend your knee. Now, in the crickets, they're old school. The knee is kept in place by their muscles. But in the grasshoppers, when they split off from the crickets, they added a latch and a spring. The latch means that less force is required to lock the knee in place.
Oh my god! They're literally like those things, you know, like the plastic things you can flick. You know what I mean? The ones you would just press your finger down on and then they jump up. Oh my god.
The spring is a way to store energy as the muscles contract.
They feel like that.
These trip the latch and pop. Now, because of the force that this latch and spring system generates, these jumps can be explosive.
Oh my god!
During takeoff, a grasshopper can be subjected to over 20 Gs of acceleration. I mean, it's a bit like strapping a rocketeer ass to go to the grocery store. You're gonna get there, but it might not be pretty. They can do their best, though, aim by facing where they want to go, or by pushing off with one leg slightly before the other. Now, if they slip while they're doing it...
20 Gs is impressive? How much is that?
Actually be an issue. You know, like when you try and kick something real hard and miss, like Charlie Brown style. You could break a leg. So
do you have any
which
reference?
Are a kind of grasshopper, have a region on their forelegs which is designed to buckle and absorb
that looks kind of uncomfortable.
Now, this buckling can be pretty extreme and certainly doesn't look comfortable. But it also comes in handy if you want to use some of that power in a kick. Because those legs aren't just for jumping, and they have a pretty impressive range of motion. So if some creepy giant tries to do some paint by numbers on your back, you can give him the what for. Or if you have to kick the crap out of some bully while everyone watches. Oh, dang, no, it's a throwdown.
A fighter jet is 9 Gs? Oh,
those legs
being in a fighter jet. Oh!
Kick the crap. Jerry, is that a mistake? Kick the crap out of what? Oh, just
that's
kick the
crazy
crap.
Then. What the heck?
That's why you should never give orthopterans a foot massage. This here is a bush cricket, or katydid. Katydids and crickets don't have that latch and spring. But whatever they lack in explosive power, they make up for in finesse. Look at that, nailed the landing. And if you give them a whole bunch of different heights, they adjust to it, so their body's at the right angle on the approach. And it's not just the straight up and downs either. Look at that, that's some Cirque du Soleil right there. During takeoff, katydids and crickets...
They're kinda like cats, but more, you know, since they're lighter, they can jump on the ceiling and stuff, so that's kinda cool.
It can look downright elegant, like they're in some sort of a diving competition. And let me tell you, if
they're
you're
probably
thinking
like
about a career
sticky,
in
right?
Science, you might just
on the
end
feet.
up tickling the bottoms of bush crickets with a brush. Explain that to your parents. Anyway, you'll notice that after it gets airborne, this one sort of puts it...
I like that he has such a long antenna.
Front legs out to the side. Changing their body posture mid-flight allows them to stabilize like this spider cricket here. And that helps control the landing. Anyway, I think you get the idea. They're good at jumping. But this might not have been the only thing that gave early orthopterans a leg up in escaping... God damn it, Jerry. Well, yes, I want a different shot. It's ridiculous. All right, they're good at jumping, and that's not the only thing that gave them a leg up. See, the pun's ruined now. Whatever, leg up in escaping predators. Jerry, is this all there is? I don't think you're getting the... Oh, there it is.
Aww.
Oh, sorry, Nancy. I'm talking to Jerry. You did great. Listen, you don't need 300 million years of evolution to get a leg up. See, that's how Brilliant helps you become a better thinker and problem solver. With thousands of visual interactive lessons in math, science, programming, data analysis, and AI.
Raja, what happened after you got Brilliant?
That's the cat's name, neither. No, Brilliant is designed to be uniquely effective with hands-on problem solving that lets you play with concepts and that's proven to be 6 times more effective than sitting and staring. And you're not just thrown into the deep end. Brilliant starts you with mastering the foundations.
Brilliant helped me find Mupian Channel and get VIP. Whoa.
That's whether you're learning about digital
got my engineering degree, yo!
Logical operations, all the way to learning how to program with functions. You can do just a little every day and
it does look
keeps
fun.
You on track. It's a complicated world and it helps to know how it all hangs together. So don't talk out your butt. To try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days. Visit brilliant.org/ZayFrank or scan the QR code.
Wait! His name is Zay Frank? I thought his name was Z Frank. It always said his name is Z Frank, but it's actually Zay Frank? Fuck.
Or just click on the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Go check it out today.
I always said his name wrong.
I'm a fan.
Zay Frank.
Where were we? Oh, right. One theory is that the first sounds that orthopterans made were part of a startle response. Some sort of a quick movement where bits rub together, and the sound might cause a predator to hesitate. Another theory is that it was a booty call pretty much from the get-go, but for that to work, they had to evolve ears. Now, you know evolution is a cheap bastard. Never gets something new, just uses whatever crap's lying around. Now, crickets, grasshoppers, and katydids all evolved hearing independently, but they had a lot of the same parts to work with. In crickets and katydids, these receptors in their legs that could sense stretch and vibration were hooked up to these internal air pockets, and then to a thin membrane you can see from the outside.
Wait, what the heck?
Sound waves in the air cause the membrane to vibrate, and then the sound waves travel to an organ filled with liquid and lined with receptors. The shape and structure of that organ is such that the neurons on one end of it...
I did not expect that. It's just in their legs.
...respond best to higher frequencies and the opposite end to lower ones. It's very similar to a sort of unrolled version of what we use to hear, except it's in their f***ing leg. To figure out what direction the sound is coming from, they repurposed some additional tubing. I'm telling you, evolution's a real duct tape job. Sound can enter these tubes through these holes that they have on their sides, and then it travels through the body until it hits the inside surface of those membranes that they have on the legs. So a sound wave will hit both the outside of that membrane through the open air and also the inside surface, but with a delay because it has to travel through that tube. That delay causes the membrane to vibrate differently depending on where the sound is coming from. Now when oh, hello there. Now when grasshoppers...
There's a VTuber idea here somewhere. Yeah, any cricket VTubers?
Devolved ears, they had a lot of the same raw material, but evidently they lost the blueprint. Ended up with ears on their...
take away their legs, they become deaf? I guess so.
You know, can really hear that bean burrito working its way through.
It's crazy.
Now, the main thing all these ears are listening for, especially the females, are mating calls. And those evolved independently as well. Orthopterans are essentially...
You guys, if a human could hear from the legs, like, steps would be so much louder for us. This is a silly thought, but I just had it and I had to share.
Nature's vibrator. Jerry, is that true? People use them to... Oh, you just mean they vibrate. Okay. If they want to make a sound, they just rub one out. Now that's on purpose.
Stop!
Well, that's even more worrisome. It's called stridulation. The basic idea is you have a row of bumps, like these right here on a cricket's wing. And then you have something that runs over those bumps like you might a fingernail over the ridge of a comb. On crickets and katydids, this row of bumps, or file as they call it, is on one wing.
Oh my god, no,
and the
stop!
thing, or scraper, is on the other wing. On grasshoppers, always got to do things different, the file is a row of pegs on the inside of the femur. Basically a ribbed
my
inner
God.
thigh that they rub against the hardened veins of their forewings. Now the nubbins on these files come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. The frequency of the sound that's made is related to how fast you flick those bumps. So a 5 kilohertz tone would correspond to a rate of about 5,000 flicks per second. And to sustain
What the
something
heck?
like that, you gotta...
5,000 per second? Dude, imagine being able to click that
vibrate
fast.
back and forth. In some crickets, the spacing on the file varies along its length, so it can alternate between low frequency and high frequency sounds.
Oh my
So
God.
between the shape and spacing of the files, the scraper, and the way
No
they
way,
move, they can create some pretty
5,000?
complex sounds. Some of which are highly f***ing annoying.
Oh
To
my
make those
God,
calls even
that one
louder,
is
parts of the
annoying.
wing act as resonators that are designed to amplify certain frequencies, especially the ones that the
Oh, I like
ladies
that.
are into. When those resonators vibrate, they create pressure waves or sound in the air on both sides of the wing. But those pressure waves are opposite to each other. When you're pushing air on one side, you're pulling air on the other. So if those waves meet, they cancel each
Ooh,
other out.
don't
Now,
eat
normally that's not
them!
a problem, but if you're really
Don't
small
eat
compared to
them!
the wavelength of the sound you're making, you start getting those cancellations around the edges.
I know
of
they
your
look
wings.
crunchy,
so what
but,
this
you
little
know.
man does to be heard is to chew a hole through a leaf and
Protein.
stick his top half through it.
No.
The leaf acts as a baffle, blocking the waves in the back from interfering with the waves in the front. Now it appears that quite a few crickets simply use the ground for amplification. Sound waves are reflected off
I like
the ground
this
and
one.
back outward. Some of the fancy ones go further and dig burrows that act as resonators, sort of like
Oh
that
my
hole in the body
God!
of an acoustic guitar, hippies. But the
That's why they do it. How do they know? How do they know that that acts as a resonator? That's crazy. Oh my God.
mole cricket went above and, well, below and beyond. They dig these burrows where the openings are shaped like the bell of a horn. Sometimes one, sometimes two. Behind that, there's a roundish hollow they call a bulb. Here, you can see some...
Proficiency in acoustics. Dude, they studied music theory, but they are like, you know, they're crickets. Guys, what if they studied music theory with Brilliant? I don't think you can do that with Brilliant, actually. Never mind. But maybe, you know, acoustics are also like physical and stuff. Evolution probably. I mean, yeah, but it's still like, yeah, it's instinct. That's crazy.
waxed
I don't
casts of the
know.
burrows. It doesn't
They
look
feel
like much, but
it, I
these shapes
guess.
resonate with and amplify the specific
so
frequencies
cool.
of the male mole cricket's call. They know this because the science hippies have done scans on them to model their acoustics. Although, this does look like the backstory for how a turd became a supervillain.
Oh my
It's this sort of
God.
creativity that resulted in orthopteran mating calls being the soundtrack to, well, everything. The cricket could be a lot louder. Around
I love the crickets in Japan in summer. Sometimes they're very, very loud, but if I hear the loud crickets, I guess it's, wait, are cicadas and crickets, are they like the same species? Because they are like also cicadas, right? Cicadas? Or are they different? Because like, it's not the same. Oh, okay. But you know, if you go to Japan in summer, especially like on the countryside, or even in the city, as long as there's like some green around, you will hear them. It's the sound of Japanese summer. They have to be different. Oh, okay. But like, you know, I really like it because it's like, it makes me happy because, you know I'm in Japan when I hear it. An anime that portrayed Japanese summer, basically. No, but it's like that IRL. It is like that IRL. Like it's just the reference, but the real life is the reference for the anime. It's true.
70%
It's really like that.
Calls at frequencies too high for us to hear, thank God. And you know who gets some of the credit for that? The bats. When they showed up about 50 million years ago, the katydids were like, oh, I mean, they can fly and they hunt by listening. I mean, you can't get worse than that for an insect that's out there blabbing all day. So
Oh
over
my
time,
God!
their katydids' hearing sensitivity and their mating calls shifted up towards the
Oh,
frequencies that bats use to
no.
echolocate, so they can hear the bat first before the
The cricket looks so big for the bat, though. Like it looks very. It's like a week worth of meal.
echo bounces back. Not that one, obviously. And if it's not the bats, it's these f***ers. These flies are tiny, but they evolved a unique
Ew.
hearing structure in their chest. Why not? It's very
Bats
good
can
at
be small,
localizing
yeah,
sound, and the
I'm
females
saying.
use it to hone in on the cricket's chirp. And when they get there, they deposit some bibbies on the cricket. Then those bibbies burrow into the cricket and eat it from the inside out.
You guys, bats in German, they're called like. Wait, I don't know what Fleder is. What's Fleder? In German, bats are called Fledermaus. Fledermäuse. So like the word mouse is literally in the word, you know. That's how you know they're like tiny. They're average, bruh.
It's bad enough that some crickets just threw in the towel. In Hawaii, where these flies are everywhere, some of the ocean field crickets have lost most of those little bumps that they use to make sound. Flies can't find them, but they can't make mating calls. So you know what they do? They get close to males who do sing and try to intercept the female. Oh, hey, are you Dave?
What the
The
heck?
one that keeps saying "f me" over and over? I mean, I know they all say that, but it's the way that you said "fuck me." You know, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me,
Yo!
fuck me, fuck me. I mean, obviously,
The
I can't do it right.
Frank!
Anyway, you don't really look like your profile picture. Whatever.
Silly. Wait, is there something after the credits? After the... Maybe? Or maybe not? Oh, wow. Fledermaus means flying mouse. No, not really. Oh, Fleder comes from flattern. Oh, I guess then flutter is like flutter, but Fleder isn't really a word. But I guess if it comes from flutter, that makes sense. Then it literally means like, then it does mean flying mouse. But wait, there's a different one. No, that was like a Flughörnchen? That's like a flying squirrel, I guess. Anyway, we're not talking about squirrels. We were talking about crickets. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Please check out The Frank for more true facts, or check out my channel for more true facts reactions. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And yeah, come over to Twitch to watch me live. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye.